down to our final 3 bakers.
Woo! It's the most even playing field in the finale we've ever seen on KBC.
I'm so worried about competing against you. I'm worried too.
Each of the remaining bakers has won 2 challenges. Micah has been implementing feedback and growing as a baker week to week. Your salmon looked like someone delivered us lunch.
For Piper, it took her a while to break through. That's how you do Kids Baking Championship. But her way with decorating has always been her strong suit, and she's working on matching that with flavor.
And Ariel has been harnessing her inner baking beast all season long. She's known for her decorating skills and interesting flavors.
I get basil, I get a little orange. I am happy.
Who will roar to the top? Find out tonight on the finale of
Kids Baking Championship Amazing Animals.
I want forest. Ooh, safari.
I want many of them.
I've made it to the finale, and that's mind-blowing. I didn't even think I was gonna make it past the first week.
Oh my God! Oh my gosh! How cool! It's an African safari. The giraffe! Hi! Hi, giraffe. Welcome to Kids Baking Championship.
Bakers, welcome to the finale.
It is amazing to be so close to winning everything.
Since we've been celebrating animals all season long, for the big finish, we decided to bring the zoo to us. Come on, I want to see the monkey.
Okay, let's go see the monkeys. Look at the monkeys. Oh my gosh! Wasn't expecting that. All right, do you guys like monkeys?
Yeah.
Do you like monkey minus the K? What does that spell? Money.
Oh,
Yeah.
I want to win so badly because I like being rich.
Good, because one of you will be leaving this whole baking Zoopalooza with $25,000, a feature in Food Network magazine, and the title of Kids Baking Champion.
Oh my God.
Wow.
All right, Duff, let's keep going. I want to see the forest predators. Oh, look at the trees.
That's a big bear.
That is a huge bear. Don't worry, he's in the enclosure. He won't hurt you. We're safe.
He's so cute.
Bakers, this zoo is alive with so much inspiration, especially for your final challenge. A zoo cake.
When time starts, you'll select a card from the pantry to find out which one of these zoo enclosures, African safari, the monkeys, or forest predators, you need to transform into a cake.
This is for all the dough, you guys.
Get creative.
All right, we are giving you 5 hours to create a zoo cake that will earn one of you the title of Kids Baking Champion. This is only the biggest bake of your life.
Yep. No worries.
No pressure.
And your baking time starts now!
I got the monkey enclosure.
I got African safari enclosure.
High five, bear.
I'm kind of worried because the first thing that pops into my mind is like brown and brown and brown. And I just gotta figure out ways to incorporate a lot of color into it.
Micah, what are you making?
A red velvet cake.
With cream cheese, chocolate sandwich, cookies, buttercream filling.
That sounds really good.
I really want to do chocolate, but my other chocolate cake recipe is very crumbly, so I'm hoping this one will hold up a bit more. I've never made red velvet, but this whole season I've been trying to bake new things. I've made it this far, I might as well just do that today. I'm making a cream cheese buttercream for the middle with crushed up chocolate sandwich cookies, and then an American buttercream for the outside. So this red velvet cake is going to have some whipped egg whites in it to make it fluffy. So it's going to be a 2-tier cake. I'm going to try to decorate my bottom tier like the African savannah. I'm going to make some little trees with some chocolate, some fondant animals. And then the top tier will be like a sunset, because in Africa, there's really good sunsets, so I can get more colors into it. This is my last chance to show my decorations to the judges, so I want to make sure to get it right. There are 12 bakers who all wanted to get this far, and I'm one of the 3 who made it. It's really cool to be one of the top 3 kid bakers in America and to be the only boy in the finale. Guys, we made it to the finale!
You know what, bakers? We have to keep the bear looking good.
You have a hose? This bear's stinky.
Where have you been? The zoo? Woo!
This guy's an animal.
I got the monkey enclosure, and I'm so excited it's the one that I wanted. Because me and my family were in the Caribbean, and we were zip lining, and my brother's hat fell off, and some monkeys stole it. So that's my inspiration for this cake.
To decorate my cake on the bottom layer, I'm making like an ombre camo with green mug cake to look like moss. And then I'm going to make some like elephant ear leaves and some flowers. And then on the top, I'm gonna make like a bark. And then I am making a fondant monkey with some bananas. The judges have been telling me my stuff looks amazing, but it needs to taste good. This is the biggest bake of all, so I want to focus on the taste of my stuff. So I'm doing a chocolate cake, chocolate hazelnut spread with whipped cream filling with crushed up waffle cones and toasted hazelnuts in the middle with vanilla buttercream. It is inspired by the chocolate hazelnut candies, you know, the ones that have all the crunchies on the outside.
Chocolate cake will go really well with my hazelnut flavors, and it's a very moist, rich, fluffy cake. I use coconut oil because it gives it a little bit more flavor. And I use espresso and coffee in my chocolate cake because it brings out the chocolate flavor.
Piper, can I have the espresso powder?
Going in.
Piper. Look at me. Got the eye of the tiger. Look at you. You're ready to go.
Yeah.
So if you win $25,000, you're going to buy a monkey?
No, I'm gonna buy Highlanders.
The Scottish cows?
Yeah, the little fluffy ones.
I love those cows. You're going to get a Highland cow and brush it. You know what, have bangs?
Yeah.
Do you want me to stop talking to you so you can get back to work?
Sure.
Okay. Good luck, Piper.
Bye, thank you. Okay, let's check on these cakes. No way.
I'm enough true.
Man, your cakes are already done?
Yeah, they look good. I got a forest predator enclosure and I'm really happy about it. I live in like the kind of mountains, so I think I know it well. I live in Utah and my backyard is like mountains. There's a lot of trees and animals. I don't think I've ever seen a bear in real life. I guess I have seen a bear in real life. The one over there. I made a chocolate cake. I'm making peanut butter filling. I'm gonna add in some peanut butter to my butter. I really like chocolate and peanut butter, and I think it'll represent me. Plus, who doesn't love chocolate and peanut butter? And then I'm gonna add some chocolate-covered pretzels and toasted peanuts because I want it to be salty and sweet and also have like some crunch.
Ariel,
Hi.
you're in the finale.
I know, it's crazy.
It's crazy. So, talk to me about your decorating. Am I going to see a bear?
Yes.
Okay.
So the bottom tier, I'm gonna do bears with birds instead of fondant. Then the top tier, I'll do like the mountains, trees and everything. And then the top will be like a campfire with the bear hiding behind trees.
Okay. Now, if you won $25,000, what are you going to do with it?
I'd save a lot of it for college.
College? You're thinking about college already? Good for you. That's awesome. Now, do you know what you want to major in college?
No.
You just know you're going to college?
Yes.
Okay. You know what? You've won 2 challenges, Micah's won 2 challenges, and Piper has won 2 challenges.
Yeah.
So it's pretty even playing field here, okay?
I'm the youngest baker here, so if I win, that'd be really cool.
I wish you the best of luck, okay?
Thank you.
All right, see you at tasting.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm adding in my powdered sugar. It's a little lumpy. I think I'm gonna sift it. I put it through the food processor to make sure there won't any clumps. I really want it to be smooth. I'm feeling a little sad that this is the last time I'm baking in the kitchen because they have so many supplies that I don't have at home. Maybe I'll sneak some in my apron pocket on my way out. How's it going, Micah?
Pretty good. My cakes aren't out of the oven yet, though.
Piper, are your cakes out of the oven?
Yeah. Those are good.
3 hours left, bakers. Zoo cakes to win the whole shebang.
To make my cream cheese frosting, I'm sifting my powdered sugar because this is a finale, so I don't want to have a bunch of lumpy buttercream.
Let's check on these cakes. I think I might have overfilled my pans. Nope. At least another 10 minutes.
My cakes have been baking for like 40 minutes, which is a very long time for these cakes.
My cakes are not baking very quickly.
I'm kind of nervous because it might not have enough time to cool, and then my icing would melt, and then I want to be able to put any decorations on.
My cakes aren't cooking. 5 more minutes.
I just want to make sure that those are fully cooked. So I'm gonna leave those in the oven for a tiny bit longer. And I'm gonna get working on my American buttercream for the outside of my cake. I'm creaming together my butter, my powdered sugar, my vanilla, and my salt.
Okay. Checking if these are done.
My cakes, they're starting to pull away from the edges, so I'm gonna have to pull them out to make sure I get them cooled and ready to be iced.
They look pretty done.
I just hope this cake is fully baked.
I love that monkey.
Isn't he cute?
Right?
It's the wolf for me. It's scary. Look at his teeth.
I love this popcorn. Zoo popcorn is the best popcorn.
Absolutely
Right.
yes. You know what, bakers? There's nothing better than some popcorn while you're wandering around the zoo.
No, not the twist.
So, for the twist, please use popcorn somewhere in your zoo cake.
Come on, guys, a twist on the finale.
Okay. I can't think of many ways that I could use the popcorn to make my cake taste good. So I think I'll decorate with the popcorn.
I'm going to make a rice cereal treat using popcorn instead of cereal. And I'm going to dye it green and use it as leaves on a tree.
While that's popping, I'm mixing a pan with butter, marshmallows, vanilla, and salt.
Salty, salty.
I add some green food dye to look like leaves.
Yum. All right.
Then I add my popcorn to it, and I think it could probably turn a little soggy, but it still tastes good, so I think it should be fine.
And then I'll mold them when they're cool.
Next, I need to make my chocolate hazelnut whipped cream filling.
Oops.
I combine heavy whipping cream, powdered sugar, salt, vanilla, and mascarpone to help it stay stabilized and not melt.
Yummy.
And then I fold little bits at a time of my chocolate hazelnut spread mixture into it.
Micah, can you try my mousse? To assemble my cake, I'm going to make a border of buttercream. Next, I'm going to add my whipped cream mousse. All right.
Then I put my toasted hazelnuts in a piping bag.
I'm going to crush up some ice cream cones.
I want it to be like a hazelnut chocolate candy crunch for the inside of my cake. I stack my other cake on top, and then I do my crumb coat.
Now we're getting started on my smaller cakes.
You know, I wish I could do this challenge. I have all of the necessary qualifications.
Your qualifications are completely irrelevant.
Oh, come on, don't be lying. I can do this.
My peanuts are toasted to put into my peanut butter filling. I'm also gonna add some pretzels to my filling and I'm gonna coat them in chocolate because I don't want them to get soggy.
Ooh, Ariel is coating her pretzels with chocolate for her filling.
Smart, because yeah, pretzels by themselves in a cream.
Mushado. I know that.
Mushado.
I think it tastes good. I've never put popcorn on a cake. I think it'll be better to decorate with it. Tablespoon of cinnamon. Then put it inside the cake because it'll get soggy. I'm going to coat it in butter because who doesn't like butter? Roll it in cinnamon sugar. I'm gonna use it on top of my cake. It'll be the fire for my campfire scene. I'm gonna set it aside and then I'll put it into a little pile for my campfire. Ooh, that's really good.
Micah, how old are you?
11.
You're 11 years old.
Uh-huh.
What would you do with $25,000 if you win Kids Baking Championship?
I would buy a horse and take my family on a trip.
Where would you go?
Probably Australia.
Australia.
Yes, we've been doing a lot of Australian animals this season.
That's true.
And
True.
my sister loves Australia, and she really wants to go there, so I think it'd be really cool.
Okay. So, Micah, what enclosure did you get?
I got the African safari enclosure.
African safari. All right. How are
Yes.
you going to make that into a cake?
The bottom tier, I'm gonna do try to make it look like the African savanna. And then the top tier, I'm thinking like a sunset. Popcorn twist, I'm going to make some caramel popcorn.
Okay.
I will spray paint them with edible spray paint. And once it's on my cake, I'll paint some little streaks behind it. And there'll be a bunch of shooting stars all over my cake.
I like that. Good luck, man.
Thank you. Start melting my sugar.
To make my caramel popcorn, I start by melting my sugar in a pot on the stove.
I'm going to add in my butter.
And I mix that up until it's fully melted. And I add my heavy cream and salt. I put it back on the stove until it reaches 220 degrees Fahrenheit.
That looks really good.
Thanks.
I think it'll go well with the flavor of my cake.
Good old popcorn and caramel. That's good. I need to start stacking my cakes.
Did your recipe turn out okay, Micah?
Yep.
Now my cakes are finally cool enough. And I do a layer of my cream cheese frosting.
Hey, do we have a cream cheese shortage? Because Micah's not putting a whole lot of cream cheese filling in this cake.
I don't know why.
That's a thin layer.
Very thin.
Okay.
I sprinkle some crushed up chocolate sandwich cookies. Then I top with my other layer of my red velvet cake. And I start to crumb coat it with my vanilla buttercream.
Okay. Now I can start on my other cake.
2 hours left, bakers. Zoo cakes for all the clams.
Do we have a clam enclosure?
Clams do enclose things.
Oh, yeah.
To assemble my cake, I'm just piping a dam around. Then I can fill it with my filling. Then I place my other cake. This is a humongous cake, and I do a crumb coat. Humongous. A crumb coat is very important for a tiered cake because it locks in all the crumbs and it just gives it more stability. This isn't good. My cake's uneven.
Uh-oh. What's happening there?
Our top layer is like bulging out.
Whatever's going on, she's got to fix that because that looks weird.
How am I supposed to fix this? My cake's uneven.
This is the finale. Make good decisions. Ariel.
I'm assembling and I realize I forgot to level my bottom cakes. I've already frosted, so I think I'm gonna kind of shave the cake a little bit. I'm just gonna have to cut it and hope it works. I just use my palette knife and I kind of and I take some more buttercream and I just smooth it out more. It's looking a lot better now. I need to stick some dowels into my cake. Oh. So the bottom tier can support the top tier. Now I'm going to frost my cake. For my forest predator enclosure, I'm gonna frost my bottom one with green buttercream. Okay, I'm gonna dive this brown. I want it to look really green and lush, but with also some brown because that's what forest looks like. I thought a border would look a little cleaner. I'm gonna work on the top tier for my cake now. This is gonna be like the ombre sunset inspired by my enclosure. This is really fun. I'm gonna make some clouds. I'm dyeing some buttercream gray. I'm going to pipe on like mountains in different sizes. And I'm using my palette knife to smooth it out. Just some regular white frosting for like the snow-capped mountains. I think it looks really nice.
90 minutes left, bakers. You're making zoo cakes with popcorn.
You can handle the popcorn any way you like.
Right now, I'm getting my buttercream into 3 different bowls, and I'm dyeing it 3 different greens. For my monkey zoo enclosure cake, the bottom tier will be a green ombre, and I'm using an acetate sheet because it helps smooth out your cakes really good. Mike, is my cake looking okay?
Uh-huh. That looks really good.
Micah, part of my dowel is now under your station.
I don't see it.
There's now another piece at your station.
All right, I think that's good.
Monkeys usually live in a very rainforesty, leafy habitat. I'm going to get the best side. So I'm putting brown vanilla buttercream branches on the front of the cake. Now I am putting my popcorn on my cake to look like the leaves.
I like the way Piper's using her popcorn, making treetops for her trees.
I wonder if she's going to do any decorations in the back. There is a lot on the line here, so that's what I'd like to see on these cakes. I want them to make those enclosures come to life.
Not only making cool animals, but getting them in context. Trees,
Yeah.
leaves, flowers,
The rocks, the sky.
Look at all the different colors that I have, Piper. All my different colors.
My cake is gonna give like the savannah into the sunset into the night sky on top to look like an African safari enclosure.
We're just gonna go around with this tannish orange savannah color.
I start piping some yellow
And this will really be where our sunset starts to come in.
and then a bit of pink at the top. And then I smooth it all out.
That's good.
To add some texture to the bottom tier of my cake, I use a fork and I kind of streak it to make it look like some grass. And then my light blue, my grayish blue, and then my dark blue at the very top, just to make it look like the night sky.
You know, with all the neutral colors in the African safari, Micah's making a sunset. Colorful
there's
sunset.
the color.
Thank you.
45 minutes left. One of these cakes is worth $25,000.
I'm making some bears and logs out of fondant. I think I'm just going to use the cutouts. I use a cookie cutter to cut out some brown fondant, and I put on some eyeballs. I'm gonna do a little fur on the bears. I'm gonna work on my bear on the top, which will be 3D. I use modeling chocolate and fondant for it. It's a very friendly bear, but it's very shy. It also has cute rosy cheeks, and it'll kind of be like peeking at the campfire.
So every year for Christmas, I make a Yule log. So right now, I am making tree bark, kind of inspired by the Yule log I make every year to go on the outside of my top tier. So right now, I'm melting chocolate, and then I put it onto my sheet pan with my parchment paper. And you take a fork and you go through the chocolate like that, and it makes it look like bark. I stick it in the freezer, and then I start on my decorations.
You have like all the colors of coating chocolate. What are you gonna do with all that?
My decorations. This is a flower. Next, I'm going to add pink and the hibiscus. I'm gonna do a darker green elephant ear leaf. Once they're hardened and chilled, I get those out. Perfect. Now I'm going to make a fondant monkey for the top of my cake. I love working with fondant because it's basically just working with Play-Doh. All right, he looks a little creepy right now. I am about to face Stephen Cartier for the very last time, and I think that I can really show my abilities of what I do, and that I'm good enough to win Kids Baking Championship.
Monkey feet.
Look at the monkey. That's ridiculous.
So cute, and it's incredible.
I am gonna make some bananas for him,
Figures are not easy.
Yeah, that's some sculpting talent right there.
and then he's gonna have this one like on top.
20 minutes, bakers.
Who has the white fondant? I do. I'm gonna make my animals out of fondant so they're easy to just stick on and I'll get a good shape out of them.
I'm cutting out an elephant and a hippo.
The safari animals I want to add on my bottom tier are giraffes, elephants, hippos, zebras, lions, and birds.
Yeah, I think the horns, I got the color pretty good. Yeah.
Next, I know some green coating chocolate.
I'm making some little trees.
I just kind of scoop a big dollop onto the pretzel stick and spread it out to look like those trees on the savannah.
15 minutes left.
Who's going to be busting out of the zoo with 25 big ones?
This doesn't have to be perfect since I'm putting bark over it. For my top tier, I am doing a brown vanilla buttercream. I don't want my bark to be covering my whole cake. I go to put my bark on my cake, and I'm not a big fan of it. I don't really like it. It won't cover it enough, and it will look messy. All right. I know that this is the finale, so they're gonna be kind of nitpicky about little things, so this is really bad. So right now, I am decided that I liked my bark, but I'm not like in love with it, and I want to do something different. So I found this tree bark mold, and I'm going to cover my whole cake in fondant now to make the outside look like bark. I have to get it done super fast. I quickly airbrush it to give it color. I think it looks good. Time for the monkey. There we go.
10 minutes on the clock. Let's go, get them done.
Not that much time left.
I'm gonna start attaching some of my animals. First, I wanna make an eagle because they kind of fly around the forest area. Okay. Then I put my bears to the bottom tier of my cake. I'm adding a little heart between a mama bear and a baby bear. So they're just like love. What are you doing, Micah?
Corn shooting stars on. I'm painting on some luster dust so that it'll look like the star is shooting.
That looks really good.
I'm just doing a ring of popcorn around the top.
I've added the shooting stars to my cake, and now I need to add all of my safari animals. And it looks great, but I'm really hoping it tastes good. This is the most important cake I've ever baked in my life.
I'm gonna add a few last-minute touches.
Details matter. This is the finale.
You have 5 minutes left.
I'm making a mug cake for some moss around my cake.
Piper is making a microwave cake to make moss.
Really smart. It's a really good thing to have in your back pocket because it's fast. You know, mix it up, stick it in the microwave, boom, you got cake.
Yep.
I need to put on some of my coating chocolate, flowers, and leaves.
I'm placing some chocolate rocks for my campfire, which is gonna be the popcorn. I'm gonna pipe on some buttercream for my trees.
90 seconds.
Final touches.
Trying to make the Big Dipper out of marshmallows. Kind of looks more like a golf club than the Big Dipper.
It is like a zoo in here.
Yay! It's an edible zoo.
I mean, technically, they're all edible.
My mug cake turned out good.
I have some white chocolate that's orange to make it look more like a fire.
30 seconds.
One of you is going to be busting out of the zoo with $25,000 and the title of Kids Baking Champion. 10 seconds.
I'm gonna try to cover up his back a bit because it is not pretty.
That's it.
Feeding time at the zoo.
Good job.
Good job.
High five. High five.
You gotta give us a hug. Yeah, give me a hug.
Come on.
Fine.
This is it for all the marbles.
Zoo cakes with a popcorn twist.
Hi.
Welcome to the finale tasting, Piper.
Thank you.
Did you have fun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could tell.
I got the monkey enclosure. So my bottom tier is like green ombre, and then tree branches, and my popcorn's like leaves. And then I have coating chocolate, leaves, and flowers. My top tier is made to look like bark. I have mud cake to look like moss. And then I have fondant monkey and bananas. My monkey is a fat monkey that can't climb trees, so he's just sitting eating a banana on the tree.
I like a chunky monkey.
Yeah.
I love that there's some humor here. It's not just a monkey. It's a monkey with some personality, you know? Kind of like me. 3D figures are really difficult, and you have done an exceptional job.
Thank you.
And then your cake is clean and straight and level. It's got a ton of color on there. It's really good work.
Thank you.
This is wonderful. I love the ombre effect with the green and how you made the bark of a tree. It has so much texture. You made tree leaves out of popcorn. This is so beautiful.
Thank you.
Now, Piper, I must say, I want a little bit more things going on in the back. The back is pretty bare, but overall, spectacular.
Thank you.
Let's eat.
So I made a chocolate cake with a chocolate hazelnut whipped cream filling, crushed up hazelnuts, and waffle cones inside. And instead of making a rice cereal treat with cereal, I used popcorn.
Never underestimate the power of whipped cream in cake. It's so good, so light. And whipped cream is a great vehicle for really getting across that hazelnut flavor. And it really comes through. But I don't get the ice cream cone.
Okay.
They're not like weird, unpleasant, chewy bits in there. They're just kind of gone.
Okay,
Piper, that chocolate cake is amazing.
thank you.
This is so moist and chocolatey. You have just the right amount of cocoa in there. It's a perfect chocolate cake.
Thank you.
Your popcorn, it's just too wet.
Okay,
So I think it's just a little bit too much of the goo, but the goo is delicious.
thank you.
Nice job, Piper.
Thank you.
Thank you, Piper.
Thank you.
Piper,
Bye.
thanks so much.
Wow, it's a great chocolate cake.
Heavy, you know? I like that.
Yeah.
Ariel, welcome to the finale tasting.
Thank you.
Tell us about your decorations.
I got a forest predator enclosure. The bottom tier is like a bear family reunion. And then the top tier is like the scenery in the background with the sky. And then on top of that, it's like a campfire scene. My popcorn is the campfire. And then the bear is just like looking at it from behind the tree.
Why is he hiding?
Because the humans are about to come.
Yeah, they're definitely scoping out your food, though. They know you're there.
This is beautiful, Ario. There's playful bears, and your frosting isn't flat. You're giving us some definition in here.
Yeah. The way that you did the sky with different colors of blues and purples behind these really majestic mountains, and you got the trees in the foreground, is just beautiful. The eagle is really cute. But I think I want a little more definition on the eagle's face. And I can see the chocolate cake through the green in a couple of spots. It's not glaring, but I don't think that was intentional.
Yeah, okay.
Tasty time.
Okay. Today I made you guys a chocolate cake with a peanut butter filling
Thank you.
with toasted peanuts, chocolate-covered pretzels, vanilla American buttercream. For my popcorn, I made a cinnamon sugar popcorn.
Ario, your chocolate cake is so rich, chocolatey, and delicious.
And your peanut butter filling is really nice and smooth, which is great with all that crunchy stuff. Because they live in this really smooth world, they really stick out. You really get it. It could be a little more peanut buttery, a little more salt and a little more peanut butter.
But your pretzels and everything else was able to stand up within the filling. It didn't get soggy at all. Now, your popcorn. The popcorn is a little soggy.
Okay.
And it's not that anything is wet. It's too much cinnamon sugar on it.
Yeah.
It is chewy, but together your cake, the filling is really, really good.
Thank you.
Ariel, it has been such a joy getting to taste all of your delicious things.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye, Ariel.
I like this cake.
Delicious.
It's really good. Howdy, Micah.
Hello.
Hey, Micah. Welcome to the finale tasting.
Thank you. I'm super excited to be here.
All right, Micah, so which zoo enclosure did you get?
I got the African safari enclosure. When I think of savannah, I think of like just open, like grass. And I bet there's really good sunrises and sunsets there. So how I did my icing, it's like the savannah down at the bottom. There's some yellow, and there's fondant animals, chocolate trees, and then it kind of ombres all the way up to the dark sky, where the mini cocoa marshmallows look like the stars.
How did you treat the popcorn twist?
I don't know if you can see it, but it's like a shooting star. It's like chewy caramel popcorn.
All these colors just remind me so much of just like a fun spin on a safari, and your fondant animals match it because they're also fun and whimsical. And the way you use the popcorn is so cool, making them a part of like the constellations and like comets and stars. It's absolutely brilliant, Micah.
Thank you.
The way he did the grass, that same color buttercream is behind it, but then it ombres up into the yellow. It really looks like you're seeing across this vast plain.
Thank you.
But I want a little water on here somewhere. Because I think when you have this many animals, the only time you see them all together is at the watering hole.
Yes.
Okay, I hate to ask you, but can you cut into it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Try to cut right here. So it is a red velvet cake. The outside is American buttercream, but the filling is a cream cheese buttercream with crushed up chocolate sandwich cookies in it.
Do you make red velvet cakes all the time, yeah?
No, this is my first time using this recipe.
First time,
Yes.
$25,000 is on the line, and you try a recipe you have never made before.
Yes.
All right, let's taste it.
Micah, I don't know how to tell you this. It's amazing! It's wonderful, Micah!
Thank you.
This is so moist and delicious, and I have never in my 36 years of life had chocolate sandwich cookies crushed up in the middle of a red velvet cake. That is so delicious.
Putting these sandwich cookies in there really elevates the experience. It gives you texture, but the flavor, it gives you just that little hint of cookies and cream and just makes it that much more interesting.
Thank you.
Some people might look at the inside of your cake and be like, I think it needs a little more frosting. But then your cake is beautiful. It doesn't need a whole lot of frosting.
Yeah.
This is really good.
The popcorn is a little soggy.
Yeah, it's a little soggy, but the flavor is great. I like the caramel. Micah, delicious cake. You have been an absolute joy to watch this whole season. Good luck. Great
you.
job.
Cookies and cream.
Cookies
a
and
red velvet.
cream red velvet. Who thinks of that?
I'm gonna do it all the time now. All right, Duff, we had 3 talented bakers present 3 incredible cakes.
Let's talk about presentation.
Okay.
Time for the monkey.
Piper made a giant monkey
And it had a banana in his hand.
and one on his head.
Wow.
Figures are tough. She nailed it. And I love the wood grain.
But the only thing I can say about Piper's cake, she did not decorate the entire cake. It wasn't 360. The other bakers did 360
They did.
cakes.
Yeah.
I'm piping on some trees.
I could not stop thinking about the bear hiding behind the tree on Ariel's campfire scene.
It's really cute. Those big sheer mountains. And like the way that she had the trees were in the foreground, then the mountains, and then the sky.
It just felt like something out of a storybook.
I am so impressed with the constellations on Micah's cake.
Okay.
He made the Big Dipper. And the way that Micah created the distance, you really got a sense of the openness of the savannah. All right, so flavor. Ariel's cake was delicious.
Yes.
The filling was delicious.
Yes.
But it
Yeah.
needed just a boop
A bit more peanut butter.
Yeah.
And I could have used a little bit more of the salty stuff in there, more pretzel, more peanut. Now, Piper's hazelnut chocolate cake, she made a whipped cream mousse.
Her sponge was dense, thick, and chocolatey, but the ice cream cone melted, so that was gone.
Didn't get any of it.
Now, Micah's cake, absolutely delicious.
Yes.
Maybe a little more cream cheese. But man, they were good.
Very good.
The problem is they all look great, and I didn't like any of the popcorn twist. So I think it's gonna come down to flavor.
If we're leaning towards flavor, I think I know who I would choose. Do you?
Yeah,
So we know?
I think so.
Oh my gosh. This is so exciting.
Hey, bakers, you were not monkeying around. You put out some beautiful work today. And listen, we're being totally honest with you. Your zoo cakes were so good, it was nearly impossible to decide who won this challenge. And I'll tell you this, I would put you guys up against any one of the adult bakers in some of these competitions. These were the best cakes we've ever had on Kids Baking.
Thank you.
Seriously, all three of you.
Duff's not kidding. All the cakes you created were zoo la la.
And it all came down to the best bite of the day.
All right, the time is here. After 10 weeks of serving up charming critter creations, one of you is about to soar out of this kitchen with $25,000, a spot in Food Network magazine, and of course, the title of Kids Baking Champion.
And the Kids Baking Champion is...
Good job. Good job. Thank you so much.
I won!
You did it!
Yay!
Oh my goodness. I can't even express what I'm feeling. I mean, it's not even real right now. It's just like, what? Did they just say my name?
Y'all are awesome bakers. Good job. Great job. Great job. Y'all, your cakes were amazing.
I want to keep trying new recipes
Incredible.
Thank you.
Really fun.
because I just tried a new red velvet cake recipe and it won me the show.
It's crazy. I mean,
Crazy.
it's like, poof.
Right.